Hi everyone, welcome to day 23 of the meditation challenge. So a few days ago we had gone through all of the chakras and cleansing all of them, but I wanted to show you another technique that can be used for removing fears. This is a technique that works better when somebody else does it to you, but I'm going to work with you and we're going to make it as effective as possible with doing it for ourselves. So I'm going to guide you through this a little bit. What I want you to do, though, is take a minute and think of a fear. It could be anything. It could be a fear of being judged, of being ridiculed. Those are some of mine. I'm not comfortable with being judged. You could have a fear of spiders or snakes or, I don't know, other creepy crawly things. You could have a fear of dogs. You could have a fear of relationships, of being loved, or allowing yourself to love. But whatever these fears are, think of what they are on a scale of 1 to 10. Find a fear that you have that's fairly significant, because that's when you can see the most benefit from doing this sort of thing. Find a fear that is around a 7, 8, 9 for you. And I want you to focus on that fear. And we're going to work through clearing and removing that fear from your body, in particular from your chakras. What I'm going to have you do is we are going to work through our chakras from the root on up, and we're going to remove the fear by moving first in a counterclockwise motion in front of our chakras. Then we're going to wipe our hands and move in a clockwise motion. And this is all going to take place very quickly. But the entire time I'm going to keep reminding you to think of that fear, remembering things about that fear. So that I want you to keep it present. Don't lose track of it as you're thinking for it, as we're going through this process. Make sure that that fear stays at the top of your mind. Without that, we lose it. If our thoughts wander and we go elsewhere, this method that I'm going to show you isn't very effective, because we have to have that fear at a focus in our mind for this to work. So I'll keep reminding you, and I'll keep talking to you about it, and we're just going to work through this together. And I'll tell you when to move and when to change your hands, but we're going to remove this fear today. So I ask that you sit comfortably. If you would like to lay down, laying down is perfect for this particular exercise. I'm going to stay sitting because it's really hard for me to do a video with me laying down. So I'm going to stay sitting, and I'm going to guide you through this. We're going to start at our root chakra. All right, so if you're comfortable, take a deep breath. Now think of that fear. Imagine yourself in that position. Feel the emotions. Hear the sounds. Smell any scents. Feel the sensations, physical sensations. Notice any tastes, if there are any. And really be present with that fear. What is it that you fear? Now take one of your hands and place it over your root chakra, right along your pubic bone, the base of your spine, and start to move in a counterclockwise motion. Thinking of that fear. With the intent that this fear is being released from your chakra. Brush off your hand off to the side and move your hand once again in a clockwise motion above your root chakra. Thinking of your fear. yourself in that position. Brush off your hand once again and move counterclockwise up along your sacral chakra. Thinking of your fear, picturing it, feeling it. Brush off your hand and move in a clockwise motion. Thinking of your fear and feeling it as it releases from your sacral chakra. Wipe off your hand once again, moving up to a counterclockwise above the solar plexus, just above your belly button. Thinking of your fear, immersing yourself in that situation, feelings, as if you were there. Brush off your hand and move in a clockwise motion. Fear. Brush off your hand and move up to the heart chakra, counterclockwise. Picturing your fear. The negative emotions releasing from your heart chakra related to that fear. Picture it and feel it, really bringing it to the center of your focus. Brush off your hand and move clockwise. Breathing deeply. Brush off your hand and move upward to the throat chakra, counterclockwise. Brush off your hand, move clockwise. Remembering to breathe. Brush off your hand, move up to the third eye, counterclockwise. Breathing deeply. Brush off your hand. Clockwise. Brush off your hand, move up to the crown chakra. It's all about intent, so don't worry about the direction, but this one goes above your head, as if drawing a halo. Switch hands if you need to. Brush off your hand and go clockwise. Take a deep breath. Releasing all of that energy as you exhale. Brush off your hand and then just guide the flow of energy by drawing your hand up from your root chakra all the way along your chest, up over your head and down the back. Again, guiding our hand up from the bottom, over our crown and down behind, up from the bottom, just kind of allowing and encouraging that energy to flow. And put your hands in your lap and breathe deeply. Take another deep breath. Stretch your hands. Wiggle your toes. And then open your eyes. So that was a different exercise, and I think you can see how if you were able to simply focus on the fear and not have to think about moving clockwise and counterclockwise, that this would be a more effective tool for you. But once you've practiced it a few times, and you can do this yourself, you don't really need me to guide you through it, but you can practice this on yourself and just think of the fear, just keep thinking of the fear and kind of start letting it go. Once we reach that throat chakra, that's why I stopped asking you to picture it and feel it. Once we get to that throat chakra, we kind of want to stop stressing out the system and just allow that energy to flow. So try this on your own. Keep working on it, and when you get done, think of the fear that you had felt like a 7, 8, or a 9. And then just sit with it and feel, what does that fear feel like now on a scale of 1 to 10? Does it feel not so bad? When you do this with somebody else, and somebody else is doing the cleansing and rebalancing of your chakras as you're just focused on that fear, it really only takes 1 or 2 times of going through this. When you do it yourself, you may feel it takes, maybe 2 to 4 times going through this to really release that fear. But keep working on it. It really is providing a lot of relief when we do this. So I encourage you to try it, and I will see you again tomorrow.